Kal halal la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Waha, Recha Kwadash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, bishops, elders, and teachers, the men of Great Millstone. To you I say Shalom. Salutations to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Amrayan. Let's get into it. This is Isaiah chapter 29. In verse 1 it says, Woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt. Add ye year to year, let them kill sacrifices. Yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be unto me as Ariel. And I will camp against thee round about, and will lay siege against thee with a mount, and I will raise forts against thee. Right. All right. Israel. All right. Ariel. Jerusalem. Mount Zion. A people before it is a place has been under siege by Yahweh for some time. Okay. For our disobedience, for our rebellion. All right. Iniquity. Sin upon sin upon sin. But that time is about up. Verse 4, And thou shalt be brought low, and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as of one that hath a familiar spirit out of the ground, and thy speech shall whisper out of the dust. Verse 5, Moreover, the multitude of thy strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as chaff that passeth away. Yea, it shall be at an instant, suddenly. Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. So the Lord is about to turn his indignation against the rivals of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians. And they will be visited with earthquake, great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. Verse 7, And the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, a people before it is a place, even all that fight against her and her munition, and that distress her, shall be as a dream of a night vision. Let's get this in the blue letter in the New Living Translation. Isaiah chapter 29 again, verse 1 in the New Living Translation. It says, What sorrow awaits Ariel, the city of David? Year after year you celebrate your feast. Yet I will bring disaster upon you, and there will be much weeping and sorrow, for Jerusalem will become what her name Ariel means, an altar covered with blood. Right. Okay, and in these latter days, we will continue to see this as we go through Jacob's trouble, as we go through the hour of temptation, all right? The third world's war, the third woe spoken of in Revelations, and famines, pestilences, and plagues, okay? Verse 3, I will be your enemy surrounding Jerusalem and attacking its walls, and will build siege towers and destroy it, right? And this is what is going to happen to 2/3 of Israel in these latter days, okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, for your rebellion, for your stiff necks, for your hard-headedness, okay? Verse 4, Then deep from the earth you will speak. From low in the dust your words will come. Your voice will whisper from the ground like a ghost conjured up from the grave. But suddenly, verse 5, But suddenly your ruthless enemies will be crushed like the finest of dust. Your many attackers will be driven away like chaff before the wind. Suddenly, in an instant, I, Yahweh of heaven's armies, will act for you with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with whirlwind and storm and consuming fire. All the nations fighting against Jerusalem will vanish like a dream. Those who are attacking her walls will vanish like a vision in the night. Now the Lord said he would visit with earthquake, thunder, great noise, whirlwind, storm. Let's take a look at the snippet.
Went through 9,000 gallons of gas since early this morning. We're out of ice, water, gas cans.
Communities across 5 states in the South are dealing with widespread devastation after Helene made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. Where there is still power, supplies are running low as long lines of cars are growing outside of gas stations. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the news at 11. I'm Tracy Sears. At least 90 people have now been confirmed dead after the storm slammed the southeast. Some 2.5 million people still without power, and downed trees, landslide, and communication issues persist. Helene is the strongest hurricane on record to hit Florida's Big Bend. Some areas recorded more than 15 feet of storm surge, and rescue teams are going door to door, checking on residents impacted. Tennessee and Georgia are cleaning up as well, where flash flooding led to a number of rescues, devastating communities there. In North Carolina, emergency responders rescued more than 200 people from the floodwaters, while more than 60 people in Buncombe County are still unaccounted for. Damaged roads have isolated some where power along with internet and cell phone service remains out. The areas have been so difficult to reach that the state has started to airlift supplies.
It was literally like a war zone, like sirens everywhere. Everyone's just like going crazy and whatnot. Definitely devastating, to say the least.
Wynn Brooks shared these pictures and videos with CBS 6 after he drove home through the debris.
First, I just saw like flooding everywhere. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then we go outside and we see there's just like a 10-foot sinkhole like connected to this music venue that's right next to my dorm. And the police were yelling at us saying that it was going to collapse any minute. And while we went outside, the dorm right next to mine caught on fire. So it was like the purge.
This was the Flowering Bridge. Those are houses and trees. This is the main road. This is Memorial Bridge. Crested the bridge last night. All those houses. Alright guys, just to give you an understanding of the devastation we're dealing with here. Chimney Rock's gone. Flowering Bridge is gone. And the road's gone. So, I don't know what they're going to do to get us out of here, but we're going to have to figure it out. Because this is crazy.
At least 84 people are dead and the death toll is still expected to rise after Hurricane Helene. Good evening, I'm Blake Hansen. 3 days after Helene roared ashore as a Category 4 storm, crews are still trying to reach areas in North Carolina cut off by washed out roads and flooding. The western mountain city of Asheville alone reported 30 deaths.
The western mountain city of Asheville alone reported 30 deaths.
So you can see a lot of devastation has occurred. Even more is coming, okay? As things ramp up in these last seconds of these latter days, expect more and more storm and tempest. Ultimately, America, Babylon the Great is going to be judged by thermonuclear fire, all right? It's going to be a lake of fire. And this is the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh is a man of war. And he's bringing the war to your doorsteps. I've been saying this for a while now, all right? He used this storm to go ahead and tear up a lot of these Edomites' homes and their ability to escape. All right. Thousands are missing, close to 100, maybe more, already unalived. Okay. Because the Lord is taking vengeance upon the enemies of the nation of Israel. This is Psalm chapter 83, and I'll begin at verse 12. All right. Make this quick. We don't want this video being too long. But Israel has a lot of enemies, and Israel is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, okay, who have been oppressed in unison by the heathen that are round about. All right, the heathen nations have got together with one accord to oppress the nation of Israel. All right, and that was the will of Yahweh on the left-hand side. Okay, he brought these nations upon us to oppress us, to punish us for our disobedience. But now our punishment is about up. Yahweh is about to take vengeance upon the heathens that are enemies of the nation of Israel, that are enemies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And in these latter days, we're seeing him visit them with storm and tempest, with division. Their houses are divided. As we know, a house divided cannot stand. Okay, but the Lord is taking up the fight for Israel. Vengeance is mine, saith Yahweh. So we're going to let him do his work. Okay, as Psalm 83 starts out, it actually says, "Keep not silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." Well, guess what? The Lord is about to bring them down. All right. He's about to humble them very swiftly, and is doing so as we speak. All right. The economy of America is crashing. The people are divided. People are struggling, and people are downtrodden. All right. Our enemies are not just the children of Israel. All right. Now, 2/3 of Israel is going to receive punishment along with the heathen, but it doesn't have to be so. If you will only repent. All right, if you are of the nation of Israel, if you will repent, as it says in Isaiah chapter 13, the Lord is about to punish the world for its evil. All right, and 2/3 of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, are included in that. But enough talking. Verse 12, who said, "Let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession"? And that is you, children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, and you confusion of faces, okay? Verse 13, "O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm." And we're witnessing this as we speak. Our enemies are being made afraid with storms and tempests. All right, they are being persecuted by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And trust me, this is for the controversy of Israel. All right, so you should rejoice because our power is moving on our behalf. More and more in these latter days, we're seeing his hand persecute our enemies. Verse 16, "Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish." Right? And they're being unalived as we speak. And we're going to see more of this in the future. We're going to see more of his hand moving on our enemies in the future, because they have decided, as it says in verse 12, to take the house of Yahweh in possession. You never should have laid your hands on the children of Israel, all right? And you so-called self-proclaimed white people, you're going to get it the worst, because you're the main oppressors of the nation of Israel in these latter days. Hopefully this has been edifying, but keep your eyes on the news, all right? As a woman in travail, when the contractions get closer and closer together and more intense in their pain, we're seeing the prophecies and the signs of the Lord's return get closer together and more intense All right? Hopefully this has been edifying. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai for this message. Till the next time, Israel. Shalom.